I was slightly wrong about the Miami Heat. Now, beginning of the season, I was really high on them. When they traded Jimmy Butler, I was like, it's over, right? They're going to end the season outside the playoffs looking in. And for a while there, it looked like that was going to happen. Losing close game after close game after close game and going on like a 10-game losing streak, right? But I'm starting to see a little bit of fight. And I understand it takes a while to build chemistry, adding a guy like Wiggins, adding a guy like Davon Mitchell, continuing to get, wear into the system, into the lineup more. I get that. But I like what I see. I think they're becoming a better basketball team. Do I think they can win a championship right now? No. They still have a lot of work to do. But I like where that team is headed. Now look at this play here. We're going to get a drive baseline by Davon Mitchell. Now, what the highlight didn't show is we got a screen here by Bam Adebayo in a roll. Now, we see we're going to send the double. We're going to fight that guy over the screen. We're going to rotate the big over. And now we're getting a double team. Whenever you initiate a double team in the NBA, someone's going to be open, right? So, boom, we draw two. That means you're playing 4-on-3 basketball everywhere else. So, as Davon drives in, he's going to do something I love. It's called manipulation of the former Heat player in Jimmy Butler. His eyes are going over to Alec Burks to the top right of your screen, and what he's going to do is he's going to move Jimmy Butler over, right? He says, hey, Jimmy, I'm going over here. So he starts getting out of the way over to that top, and now we open up Wiggins wide open. And this is what I mean. Building team chemistry is super important, and just like the Warriors building chemistry with Jimmy, not having Steph Curry tonight, it's huge, right? That's a big difference. But Miami, I like what their roster is starting to look like. They've now won 2 games in a row. Can they win another one in 2 nights versus Atlanta? We'll see what happens. But again, this team still has a bunch of potential, and we're going to break that down in this video. Here's another great job here. Look at the ball movement. Wiggins gets a 3. So we swing it. We get Buddy Hield to kind of overcommit to that 3 ball, right? Now, we know Buddy Hield's not a great defender, so we know we can drive by him. Whenever you can drive by a player like this, you're going to create rotation. Either it's from the strong side or it's going to be from the weak side big. Maybe it comes from the top of the key, right? So you really have to be knowledgeable. You have to have that court mapping ability. So as Burks drives in, he notices one of 4 things. We get rotation here, rotation here, rotation here, rotation everywhere. Basically, besides that strong side. So Burks says, okay, I have multiple areas I can go with this basketball. So what he does is quick over the shoulder pass over to Highsmith. Now look at Wiggins. He immediately clears out. Says, I need to get away because we know he's going to close out there. This defender has a long, right, Buddy Hield has a long way to go to get back in front of Andrew Wiggins. And then the ability to stop, pop, open 3, get it to go. That is a warm-up shot for Andrew Wiggins as he does get it to go. Beautiful. We're going to break down a ton of film. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Join the family. Let's dive in. Now, honestly, this was one of the biggest plays of the game. So, Warriors cut down a 20-something point lead down to 10. With about 13 seconds left to go in the third quarter, they were heading into the fourth with a lot of momentum until this play right here. So, Tyler Herro's top of the key, having a pretty good game so far. Now, the one thing that we're going to notice is Draymond Green. You see how he's already staggering over slowly but surely. Now, in Tyler Herro's mind, he knows if he can just kind of slightly get to this side of the floor over here, he's going to create that rotation. They do not want Tyler Herro shooting this ball. So if they're able to get him to rotate over, we know we have someone wide open in the corner, right? So Herro is going to continue to look at Draymond Green, continue to bring him up, quick kick, Davon splats a 3. Beautiful job, man. I mean, guys, this is how you get out of a bad run in the late third quarter. What a play by Tyler Herro. What a play. That is truly a game-winning play to end the third. Now, you want to talk about ending quarters well? Well, look at what Miami does here to start the fourth quarter. And this is when I knew the game's over. The game is absolutely over because the Warriors just couldn't stop stepping on their own toes, right? So we're going to send Buddy Hield off this screen by Draymond Green. Look at Davon. He's already falling to the ground, but look at the persistence, right? The tenacity to get back up. Look at Buddy Hield. You're going to lose a lot of games playing this type of offense. We're going to go back to this Davon shot for a second because I'm an idiot, right? But either way, look at how slow he comes off this thing. Slows down completely. Davon says, hey, if you're going to slow down like that, I'm jumping it, right? That's why you go get a Davon Mitchell. The pestiness, right? the grittiness, the dog mentality fits Miami easily, man. Going to be a good player for Miami. I like Davon a lot. Absolute dog. Great play there. And he makes 2 massive plays to end the third and start the fourth. Huge. Now, I will admit, Miami had a game. Okay? Guys, they shot an unbelievable 68% from 3. Look at this play here as we're going to drive in. We're going to have our rolling big and bam. We're also going to clear out and get to that top right of the key because we start to see the defense collapse down low. So just doing a really good job clearing out this right side and spacing out the floor. Now this ball I think is trying to go to Haywood Highsmith, but Bam happens to be in that passing lane. Luck was on their side tonight because the ball gets deflected off of Bam perfectly into the hands of Haywood Highsmith, who then kicks it to Kyle Anderson, who slow-mos the 3 and drains it. The ball movement was great. They had, I think, 26 assists, which isn't great, but again, when they were getting them, they were great passes. I mean, Davon had 7 assists off the bench tonight, did play 32 minutes. Tyler Hero had 7. Wiggins had 5, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Andrew Wiggins definitely rained on the parade for the Golden State Warriors and the return of Jimmy Butler. So that was cool to see. And then this was one of my favorite plays. So Kyle Anderson, top of the key. We're going to act like we're going to come up and set a screen with Tyler Hero. Now, we call this a go screen. So basically what this means is when we act like we're setting this screen, usually defenses hedge over, right? They say, all right, switch, switch, switch. They'll communicate with each other. This guy will switch onto Kyle Anderson coming off the screen, and he'll rotate over to Tyler Hero off the screen. Now, this defender only switches if the screen happens. So when you don't actually set that screen, this guy prematurely hedges over, switches. This guy, no screen came, so he's just staying on his man. Now we're getting out to that 3-point line. Bam's going to set basically a flare screen, allowing Tyler Hero to stay open at the top of the key. And that's exactly what happens here. We get a wide open opportunity, pull up 3. Great job by Bam. Great job by Anderson. I mean, great job by Hero, really getting to that point of attack, faking that screen, and there was nothing they could do. Once we had that switch, that double, there was nothing the Golden State Warriors could do, man. It was over from there. Great job, and I feel like that shot right there kind of put the nail in the coffin to this game. Back down by 20, 95, 75, 7 to go, and then you had Davion Mitchell spin, kick out to Hero, who then pump fakes a 3, gets his guy up in the air, and ultimately hits another 3, puts him up by 23 with 6.5 minutes. Guys, so just like that, went from a 10-point game at the end of the third quarter to a 23-point game about 7 minutes later. That is a huge run, a demoralizing run, and one that cost the Warriors this basketball game. Guys, hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next Heat update, which should be very, very soon. I'm starting to get on board with this Miami team. I know right now, as things stand, they are in that 10 seed. We've seen them make it to the finals coming from that deep. So, hey, don't be shocked if they go on a run. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.